मन को कायः बंधनवान हिंदू तन मन को पुष्ट करे तन सब सुख साधन कृतिमय जीवन को रक्षा कायः बंधनवान हिंदू तन मन को रक्षा कायः बंधनवान हिंदू तन मन को हिंदू तन मन को हिंदू तन मन को।
मस्त फकीरी धारी है मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है अब एक ही धुन जय जय भारत 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 जय जय भारत। मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है अब एक ही धुन जय जय भारत। अवसर है पाया हम धन्य है इस जग जननी की सेवा का अवसर है पाया। इसकी माटी वायु जल से दुर्लभ जीवन है बिताया यह पुष्प इसी के चरणों में यह पुष्प इसी के चरणों में माँ प्राणों से भी प्यारी है। मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है अब एक ही धुन जय जय भारत। सब छोड़ चले मुख मोड़ चले सुंदर सपने नव आकर्षण सब छोड़ चले मुख मोड़ चले वैभव महलों का क्या करना सोते सुख से आकाश चले साधन की ओर ना ताकेंगे साधन की ओर ना ताकेंगे कांटों की राह हमारी है। मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है मन मस्त फकीरी धारी है अब एक ही धुन जय जय भारत। संतों का तप अनमोल हमारी छाती है। ऋषियों मुनियों संतों का तप अनमोल हमारी छाती है। बलिदानी वीरों की गाथा अपने रग रग लहराती है। गौरवमय नव इतिहास रचे, गौरवमय नव इतिहास रचे, भारत की शक्ति अपारी है। मनमस्त फकीरी धारी है, मनमस्त फकीरी धारी है, मनमस्त फकीरी धारी है। अब एक ही धुन जय जय भारत।
गोविंद जी,
प्रवीण जी,
ओमनाथ जी शुरू करेंगे। सुनील जी आ गए क्या?
अभी तो दिखाई नहीं दे रहे। हाँ, आगे शुरू करते थे।
एक मिनट, सुनील जी आए कि नहीं एक बार? सुनील जी
आगे
आ गए ना?
एक बार पूछ लीजिए।
आ गए सुनील जी, आ गए, आप शुरू करिए।
ठीक। Namaskar and good morning to all our Swayamsevak present here. Today we are here in this virtual meet to celebrate the auspicious occasions of Raksha Bandhan, which is one of the 6 important utsav where Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh celebrates. Every year we celebrate this auspicious occasion in a grand way, but unfortunately, due to COVID-19 pandemic situation, we are not able to celebrate. Looking the scenario of the state also, government of Meghalaya is not permitting us to in a mass gathering. So we are here in a virtual, celebrating in a virtual way. Today's speaker on this auspicious occasion, amid us we have Sri Dr. Sunil Mohanty ji, Kshetriya Prachar Pramukh of Northeast, in charge of social media and publicity. He is going to share his views regarding the celebration of Raksha Bandhan in context to Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh soon after Amrit Vachan and Ekal Geet. Amrit Vachan. Pembeli dosa mana manja cai. Bumi phone lao to.
अमृत वचन। परम पूजनीय श्री गुरुजी ने कहा, रक्षाबंधन के पवित्र पर्व पर मन में निश्चय करके स्नेह और सच्ची अनुभूति लेकर कदम से कदम मिलाकर अपने वास्तविक बंधुत्व का भाव उत्पन्न कर शुद्ध पवित्र एकात्मक जीवन अनुभूत करे। यही आज के पर्व पर अपने लिए आह्वान तथा संदेश है।
एकल गीत।
दामुट जी,
व्यक्तिगत गीत। Ublei kenrat ubala ubayai ya long briu man briu ha perthei ula ai ken mau ya ublei kenrat ubala ai ya ki wei ki arban ai ngu ka bam dei ngu arti mid step ya unang bo nang tha banda bat ban ker ban ribat ban sumar haka treka tala haka lekawan mau ban pej ban ngobat ban senran kerpat ya ublei ya lai ya let ben riu cút jing mút ban ker ban bret lut ya bas niu en bej ka jing mút jing perkhat bat jing im bana ka lai la jong kan wan lam jing tim ngô arti mid step ya unang bo nang tha banda bat ban ker ban ribat ban sumar haka treka tala haka lekawan mau ban pej ban ngobat ban senran Yêu blei nong bộ nong thảo ayu shangin len. Jing một bát ki cam bát ki tên ba nghi kren. Biang biang to da wait wat chupa tharma day. Way la ngai na ka hok te om la poi blay. Ngô arti mid step ya unang bo nang thao. Banda bat ban ker ban ribat ban suma. Haka treka tala haka lekawan. Mauuban pej ban ngobat ban senra. Mauuban pej ban ngobat ban senra.
सुनील जी। हाँ ठीक। परम पवित्र भगवा ध्वज and the senior functionaries of Meghalaya unit of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha and dignitaries present in this webinar on behalf of Meghalaya unit of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha for celebration of Raksha Bandhan Utsav today. And dear Swayamsevak brothers and others who work in a different spheres of Meghalaya, I wish one and all a very, very auspicious, happy Raksha Bandhan to you all. Today is, according to the Bharatiya calendar, Shravan Purnima. And on this auspicious day of Shravan Purnima, not only our Meghalaya, but also the whole northeastern region, simultaneously the whole Indian society, and also at the same time the Indians present all over the world are celebrating Raksha Bandhan in a most auspicious manner. This festival Utsav is one of the 6 major Utsavs that RSS celebrates every year. In Indian society, there are hundreds of festivities, celebrations, which is observed every year. And particularly, there are many festivals which are localized based on different communities, different tribes, different gatherings. And there are also certain, festivals which are having all India type. So in nutshell, the whole of India celebrates different festivities in very, big ways. And the festivals are part of our life, part of our social and community life, because in the whole year, we normally labor a lot, work a lot to have our livelihood, to have our, household go on. And these kind of festivities are the occasions when we normally celebrate with our family, with our relatives, and with the different segments of the society. And we want to relax ourselves in order to celebrate our festivities by different kind, wearing different traditional dresses, eating traditional foods, and also by remembering the different causes of our celebrations of festivities. In Indian society, festivals are celebrated because of certain historical backgrounds. And on these occasions, we normally recall those historical backgrounds and we try to understand the great message that these festivities are backed upon. And there are reasons why, these 6 festivals are being observed by RSS. These festivities are celebrated by RSS because these have a social message, national message, simultaneously having a kind of fun, pleasure, joy, at the personal and family level. Raksha Bandhan is not only celebrated as a festival of relationship, the bond of affection between sisters and brothers, but it has a greater social and national meaning behind it. Raksha Bandhan, the name itself says that Raksha, our main focus is on Raksha, that means Suraksha. In English, we can roughly call it security. A secured society emphasizes a secured nation, and a secured nation emphasizes the security of each and every citizen, those who are living inside the national boundaries. So that's why in any country, in any society, a secured society is a pivotal goal that every country tries to achieve. And Raksha Bandhan is the message which gives that our society, our country should be the most secure country. And a country cannot be secured unless until the citizens are secured. So that is why this festivity Raksha Bandhan is celebrated, with different segments of the society. There are certain, ancient historical backgrounds. Let us try to recall those historical great backgrounds for which Raksha Bandhan is celebrated. In time immemorial, there is a story that the king of the gods, Indra, he was getting defeated by the demonic power, those who are called Danav. And between the war with the Danavs, the Devs, means the gods, were getting defeated. And that's why Indra went to consult, get counseling from his guru, the Deva Guru, to know the reasons how we can win the war against the demonic power. And Guru, the Deva Guru, he advised that you must consult your wife. What should be the remedy? What should be the way out to win the war against the Danavas? And accordingly, according to the advice of Brihaspati, Deva Raj Indra consulted his wife Sachi, and Indra's wife Sachi did a very unique thing which was unknown before. Sachi, brought out a sacred thread and tied it on the wrist of Devaraj Indra, and that was Raksha Sutra. That was the thread which guarantees the security, the well-being of the Devas, and wished him all the best to fight against the Danavas. And being empowered with Sachi's, means his wife's Rakshasutra, Devaraj Indra led the godly forces, and there was a very vicious war between Devas and Danavas, and ultimately the Devas won the war and the demonic power was defeated. And the main reason behind Devas' victory was the sacred thread that Indra's wife Sachi had tied with his husband's hand, and that sacred thread was called Raksha Sutra. And since that day means the same day as we are observing today, Shravani Purnima, the same day when Sachi had tied this Raksha Sutra, from that day onwards, every year, the society, the devatas, the persons who wish well-being of the whole universe, the benevolent forces, they celebrate this Shravani Purnima as Raksha Bandhan Utsav. And after 1,000 years after, there was another incident when there was another king. His name was King Bali, and he was also a very righteous king. He was donating everything. He was giving donations to everyone. He was so much of righteous energy because of his different kinds of donations, dana dakshina. He acquired a lot of punya. He acquired a lot of good fortune, and with that good fortune, he became very famous. And his getting famous was a kind of threat, a kind of fear to Devaraj Indra again, because Devaraj Indra thought that with the righteous energy, the righteous outcome of Bali Raja, Bali may acquire the Indrapad, the crown of Indra. And that's why he again consulted Lord Vishnu, that what should be the way out? How can we counter the auspicious energy, the sentient energy of Bali Raja? So, according to the request of the Devas, again Lord Vishnu approached Raja Bali in the form of Baman, that is called Baman Avatar, and in the form of Bamana, he asked for donations from Bali Raja, and Bali Raja, according to his basic nature of donating everything to everybody, promised that whatever Baman you ask me, you request me, I will definitely fulfill it. And he took oath about this promise, and the Bamana asked him 3 steps. One step is Swarga, the heaven. Another step is this worldly being, the earth. And the third thing, he wanted that he, in a separate foot, he pushed Raja Bali to Patal, and by this way Raja Bali went to Patal. But because of the righteousness of Raja Bali, Lord Vishnu was so pleased about his devotion that he wanted that Raja Bali should ask a boon from God himself. And Bali Raja asked a boon because he was a devotee of Lord Vishnu. So he asked Raja, he asked Lord Vishnu that because I am a devotee, I need nothing from you. I need only your acquaintance, your presence with me always, every time. Because as a devotee, it is my highest opportunity to be with my God forever. And Lord Vishnu, because he was having an oath that whatever boon you will ask, I will fulfill it. That's why, Lord Vishnu fulfilled the request of Raja Bali. And Lord Vishnu stayed in Patal Lok with Raja Bali. And the original home of Lord Vishnu, that is Golak Dham, Vishnu Lok, it was vacant with Lord Vishnu because Lord Vishnu stayed with his devotee Raja Bali. And Lord Vishnu's consort, that means wife, Mata Lakshmi, she was worried. She was worried because her husband was not in Golak Dham, and the whole universe, because of the absence of Lord Vishnu, was feeling the absence. And because Lord Vishnu is called the Palankarta, he helps the well-being of the whole universe. That's why his presence was very much required for the sustenance of the universe. That's why, with the consultation of Devarshi Narad, Mata Lakshmi went to Patal Lok and approached Raja Bali on this same day, that means today, Shravani Purnima. Mata Lakshmi tied a Raksha Sutra, Rakshi, to Raja Bali, and Raja Bali became the brother of Mata Lakshmi and asked, his new sister, Mata Lakshmi, that as a sister, because you have tied Rakshi to me, so whatever you ask from me as a brother, I have to fulfill. And that was the thing Mata Lakshmi wanted. She had approached Raja Bali because of that, thing which Raja Bali wanted to fulfill now. And obviously, Mata Lakshmi asked Raja Bali that my husband, means Lord Vishnu, should be released from the devotional clutch of your Patal Lok, and my husband Lord Vishnu should now return back to Golak Dham and help the well-being of the whole universe, because Raja Bali had promised to Ma Lakshmi, so he had to fulfill that promise. And because of this fulfillment of this promise, Lord Vishnu was released from Patal Lok and returned back to Golak Dham. And as usual, Lord Vishnu helped the sustenance of the whole universe. And that was the same day, that means today's Shravani Purnima. Then in Dwapar Yuga also there is another incident. There was a very ruthless king, Shishupal. He was abusing Lord Krishna in Dwapar Yuga. Lord Krishna, he thought that is the enemy of myself, that means Shishupal. And Krishna wanted that he will kill Shishupal. But because Shishupal's mother was a relative, Bua, of Lord Krishna, so Bua had requested Krishna that, I know my son is not so righteous, is not so, well behaved, but please forgive my son's 100 faults, 100 guilts. So Lord Krishna assured his Bua that faults heirs of your son, but once your son crosses 100 faults, I will not forgive him ever. I will definitely give punishment. So accordingly, Shishupal, because of his bad habits, he was abusing Krishna every time whenever he met, and he had a very bad friend circle. He was making friends with those persons who were with enmity with Lord Krishna. And when there was a Rajasuya Yajna in Hastinapur, that time, Shishupal was also invited, and all great kings from different kingdoms of different parts of India were also invited, and Krishna was also invited. There was a ritual that who should be the chief guest of that Rajasuya Yajna. Everybody decided that today, in today's, India, nobody is a greater being than Lord Krishna himself. So let us, nominate him as the chief guest of the Rajasuya Yajna function. So accordingly, when Lord Krishna was accorded that, chief guest's role, Shishupal objected to it. Shishupal started abusing Lord Krishna like anything. And one after another, he started abusing different, kinds of words to Lord Krishna. Krishna counted 30, 40, 60, 70, 90, 91, 95, 98, 99. And when, Shishupal was unstoppable, he crossed 100, abuses to Lord Krishna. According to the promise Lord Krishna had made to Shishupal's mother, Lord Krishna, he forgave 100 faults of Shishupal. But when he crossed 100, so, it was beyond his, resistance. And Lord Krishna gave, allowed his Sudarshan Chakra to behead Shishupal. And with the beheading of Shishupal by Sudarshan Chakra, Shishupal, breathed his last. And when that Sudarshan Chakra was returning back to the finger of Lord Krishna, because the Sudarshan Chakra always stays with the finger of Lord Krishna. So when the Sudarshan Chakra, after the disc was returning to Lord Krishna's finger, that time Lord Krishna was so much angry that he was bit, careless. And that's why the the blade of the disc, it cut the finger of Lord Krishna. And blood was starting, to drop on the earth, because Krishna was a Lord himself. So one single drop of blood will, if it falls on the ground, it gives a bad omen. It gives a bad symbol. That means a very unauspicious time is approaching. So the Pandavas knew this, because they were regarding Lord Krishna as God. So before one drop of blood getting dropped on the earth, Bhim ran outside and took the Ayurvedic doctor to the palace. Arjun went and took out certain, medicinal plants to, heal Lord Krishna's wound. All brothers, they were very restless to, heal upon Lord Krishna's wound. But what Draupadi was doing, Draupadi was one of the most devoted disciple of Lord Krishna. She, all of a sudden, tore her costly sari. And that sari has a history. That sari which Rani Draupadi was putting on was gifted by the king of Kalinga, Anga, Banga, Kalinga, all these, different republics of that time. Kalinga's king Shrutayu, he has gifted that costly Patasari, Sambalpuri Patasari to Draupadi. And Draupadi was putting on that Patasari on that auspicious special day. And she didn't care for the cost of the, rare Patasari. She tore a little portion of that sari and tied that sari's, sari around the finger, which was wounded because of the blade of the disc around Krishna's finger. And that is how, the blood flow was checked upon. But before the blood flow was checked upon, one drop of blood had already fallen on the ground. That means that was the symbol, that was a bad omen of a very bad phase of time that was approaching. And you know very well what was the bad time coming. There was Mahabharata Yuddha. Thousands and lakhs of human beings were sacrificed. There was so much of bloodshed. And that was the bad man because of the drop of blood that fell upon the ground. And now, after the Rajasuya Yajna, Lord Krishna returned back to his own, palace that was in Dwarika, which is located in today's Gujarat. And one day, Lord Krishna was playing dice, chess, जिसको chess हम कहते हैं. Lord Krishna was playing dice with his consort Rukmini, and Rukmini, according to Arunachal's different kinds of history, Rukmini belonged to Idu Mismi tribe of Arunachal Pradesh, that is in Roing, Lower Dibang Valley district. And also there is a place called Bhishmak Nagar. Bhishmak Nagar means Rukmini's father's name was Bhishmak, and according to the father's name Bhishmak, the king Nagar was called Bhishmak Nagar. And today also near Roing, the district headquarters of Arunachal's Lower Dibang Valley district, Bhishmak Nagar is there. It's a historical place. There are certain archaeological remnants still present in Bhishmak Nagar today. And also there was a marriage which happened between Lord Krishna and Rukmini. That place also is in Arunachal Pradesh, which is called Malinithan also. That there is a temple even today also. So, returning back to 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna was, after this, Rajasuya Yajna, Krishna returned to Dwarika. He was playing dice with his consort Rukmini, who was from Arunachal Pradesh. And in that, game of chess, Krishna was getting defeated because he was on that day absent-minded. His mind was not being concentrated on the game. Mata Rukmini asked the Lord Krishna, "Oh Lord, what happened to you? Why are you so much disturbed today?" And Lord Krishna told, "I am disturbed. Perhaps one of my greatest devotees is, remembering me, recalling me, because maybe, he or she is in a panic, position, very difficult position. And because to come out of this difficult situation, my devotee perhaps is recalling me. Who can be that devotee?" Lord Krishna thought. He thought perhaps it is Draupadi, because Draupadi, was giving so much devotions to Lord Krishna. And at that time in Hastinapur, a different scene was getting created. The Pandav 5 brothers, they got defeated in the game of chess with the Kauravas, and because of the condition of the game chess, they had to leave their own kingdom, everything in the hands of the Kauravas. Even they defeated their own wife. And Draupadi was brought to the palace, and Yuvraj Duryodhan, he ordered his brother Dushasan that Draupadi should be insulted, and Draupadi's sari should be robbed off. And Draupadi requested, all his 5 brothers requested the Pitama Bhishma, Guru Dronacharya, everybody present in that Raj Darbar palace, and nobody came to her rescue. Then Draupadi ultimately prayed from the deep corner of her heart to Lord Krishna that, "Oh Krishna, at this difficult period when one woman is getting insulted, please save my respect. Please save me in the hands of Dushasan." And that was the time Lord Krishna in Dwarika Nagari was playing chess with his wife Rukmini, and getting defeated in one after another game of chess from the hands of Rukmini, because Krishna was not getting concentrated on his, the game itself. So he left the game, Lord Krishna, and went to his room. And that sari, that portion of sari that Draupadi had tied with Lord Krishna during the Rajasuya Yajna, Lord Krishna had brought that sari along with him to Dwarika as a token of devotion, token of love from Draupadi. Because Draupadi didn't care for Lord Krishna. And recalling Draupadi, Lord Krishna, took out one after another thread from that torn sari's portion and dropping it in the air. And from the air, the threads in which Lord Krishna's blood itself had mingled upon, that thread was being flown in the air from Dwarika. And at this time in Hastinapur, when Draupadi was getting robbed from out of her saris, a very surprising thing happened. One after another sari Dushasan was taking out. There was another sari joining in around Draupadi, and the Pahalwan, the muscular man, Dushasan, ultimately got tired after 12 saris she took out from Draupadi, but she could not fulfill the purpose of insulting Draupadi. And Lord Krishna was from Dwarika itself, he was dropping one after another thread from that sari's portion. So this incident itself says that whoever gives little, whatever little may be the according to the capacity of the devotee to the God in return gives abundantly, massively. The God gives in return. God doesn't keep the devotions, the care, the love of the devotees in him. He returns back in 1,000 times more to the devotee, and at a time when there is need, at a time when the devotee needs the Lord in a desperate way. And that happened with Lord Krishna and Draupadi. Draupadi gave a little portion of her sari, and Lord Krishna returned the prestige of a woman in the form of 12 saris. So that was the same day, this is Shravani Purnima, that Krishna's, finger was tied upon by Draupadi's, torn sari. So this is another story how the Lord helps, the devotees. And Raksha Bandhan is also linked with this story. These are the stories happened 1,000 years ago. But let us recall the incidents, different incidents of our Bharatvarsha 100 years ago. In 1905, Lord Curzon, when the British was ruling upon India, Lord Curzon was the Governor General of India. And Lord Curzon gave a directive that Bengal will be partitioned. Bengal will be divided. That is called Banga Bhanga in 1905. So when Bengal was getting divided, it was the intellectuals, the leaders of Bengal, they didn't accept this division of Bengal on the basis of, there was a latent basis that the demography, religious demography was the main cause. And the great persons of Bengal and rest of India, they didn't wish that Bengal should be divided in the line of demography, religious demography. So they opposed tooth and nail. And by that time, the spiritual social leader under leadership, under Rabindranath Tagore, it stood up around Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore asked all the Bengalis to come to river Ganga's bank on this Shravani Purnima day. And he asked everybody, brothers, sisters, that everybody should come with a sacred thread on this Shravani Purnima. And that sacred thread will be known as Raksha Sutra. And this Raksha Sutra will be tied upon one another, so that the bondage of love between the society will be enriched. And according to that plan, according to Rabindranath Tagore's wish, all the people, they came, lakhs of people, they came to the river Ganga's bank on this day, Shravani Purnima, in 1905, and they tied Raksha Sutra around one another. And with this bond of love, they took oath that we will fight tooth and nail the British dictate that Bengal will be partitioned. And there was so much of conviction in their community promise, in their sankalpa, that British the same line, Bengal division line, Bengal line that British had planned in 1905. This on the same line was again divided, and India got independence. But a divided India got independence. That means Akhanda Bharat was divided. Our motherland got independence, but both the hands, left and right hands, were cut off from Mother India. So that is another story. But there is a social basis to this Raksha Bandhan Utsav also. So but at the same time, Raksha Bandhan Utsav has a greater social and national meaning behind it. That is the main ethos of why Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh celebrates every year this Raksha Bandhan Utsav, because of this social meaning. And today, when we get together to celebrate this Raksha Bandhan Utsav, let us understand the perennial meaning of this social meaning of this Utsav, this celebration. Today, we must take oath that our society should be united. And what is the basis of society? All the segments, all the different segments of our society should be, united. They shouldn't feel aloof. They shouldn't feel cut off. The weaker section of the society shouldn't feel cut off from the main society, the mainstream of the society. That is the main message of this Raksha Bandhan, that the society, those weaker portions of the society, the weaker segments of our societal, mosaic should not be left alone, should not be left, helpless. That's why on this day, the Swayamsevaks of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha, they approach upon different communities, and particularly those communities which are, feeling let down because of edges of different social backgrounds. So normally we go to different portions of the society, we go to different jhugis, bastis, the poorer sections of the society, the downtrodden portions of the society, the weaker sections of the society, and tie Raksha Sutra around their wrist so that they will also be bonded together. And at the same time also, those agencies of our country who have taken oath, who have taken, security as their main profession, that means our soldiers who are, guarding us, giving security to our nation, all the 24 hours, all the 12 months, 365 days, being in the border areas, and you know the situation in the border areas, it is not so comfortable as some people stay in the cities, in their homes. The border areas are infested with high ranging mountains. You know, for example, here in Arunachal Pradesh is attached with 3 international borders. It touches 3 international borders. The whole Arunachal Pradesh has a long boundary line with Bhutan, with Tibet occupied, China occupied Tibet, and also Myanmar. It constitutes 1,680 kilometers of international border line. And in all the border lines, there is a kind of no man's land. Only forest and very, cliffed mountains are there, to reach upon which it takes almost, 10, 20, 50 days also. There is no motorable road up to that border area. And particularly at certain portions, it is so much of cold. For example, in Tawang, the -20, -25 degree of, cold, approaches during winter time, and so much of cold wind. It is quite harmful to the health of any ordinary person. And at that unhealthy atmosphere, our soldiers, they protect us 24 hours, 365 days, not only today, but since years altogether. And that is the reason why that those soldiers should not also feel let alone, should not feel ignored. And that is why on today's auspicious day, the Swayamsevaks, along with the different people from the society, they approaches the military areas and tie Raksha Sutra with the our army persons. And the army persons, they get so much of love because they are away 1,000 kilometers away from their own homes. They must not have seen their own sisters since long. And when the society approaches them in their cantonment areas, in their residence, their military areas, they feel so much of energized because of the love from the society. Their commitment to give security to the country increases 1,000-folds because of this love from the society. And they think that the whole of the country is our family. The society is common, ordinary, male and female are not ordinary citizens, but the members of my own family, like my sister, like my brother. So their commitment to uphold the security of the country, increases 1,000-folds. And that is the reason when we, on this auspicious day, Raksha Bandhan, we also approach, different security forces. We also approach the police stations, because the police force, normally people abuse the police force for anything bad happens to our society, anything law and order problem happens to our society. But we know how the police act in a very difficult and different situation. And the situation makes them very tough. And when the society's people approaches police stations, tie Raksha Sutra to the security, police personnel, they also feel the love of the society, the hardness, the bitterness of their, duty process because of 24 hours duty, difficult time, night duty, morning duty, evening duty. It makes them very complicated in their mentality. So when these people, our sisters, our brothers, the Swayamsevaks approaches them with love in their heart, tie Raksha Sutra around the police personnel, they also feel the heat of the love, and they become so much of promising that our society should also be given love. Law and order with love makes the situation a very better situation. So that is also another reason. And the third thing, on this day also we should promise to protect our environment, because of our Paryavaran environment we are here today. If the trees, if the plants stop, if the plants stop giving oxygen, how can we live? But today, the most dangerous situation is that we are not caring upon protecting our environment. And because of the lack of protection from the environment, our different kinds of diseases are happening. In this corona time, because of oxygen shortage, people were dying. And where the oxygen comes from? Ultimately, it comes from the plants. And today also, on this Raksha Bandhan Utsav, we must approach the plants, the trees, tie a simple Raksha Sutra around the tree with the promise that we will protect this environment so that our humanity will be protected. That is also another name of Suraksha. And the fourth very important thing, particularly at this corona period, is important. The frontline workers, those who are working, not carrying their own life, not carrying their little children at their home, they perform their duties. Our nurses, our doctor staff, medical staff, the security persons, these are called the frontline workers of corona. They're the corona warriors. And let us also give, our love to them through tying a Raksha Sutra around their wrists. That is how they also feel attached with the society. They also feel that they should also repay to the society in equal terms. That is how, the simple Raksha Sutra, which is a symbol of love, affection, a symbol of, obligation to different, persons who are working for our society, to repay in equal coins to the society. So, and last and ultimate thing I want to tell before you is that Suraksha, the security of a country, is of pivotal importance. A country's highest, importance is that the country should be, the society should be protected, secure. And today, on this auspicious occasion of Raksha Bandhan, we must think and rethink about a secured Indian society. And the most important aspect of our society is that our society is divided because of different castes, colors, creeds. We are working, there are foreign agencies working to divide our society at the same time on different basis of geo sentiment and socio sentiment. What is geo sentiment? I am from Orissa. My Orissa is higher than my country. When one must love his own land, one province, one village. But when the love for his own local land becomes more than the love of his country, that is called the harmfulness of geo sentiment. And what is socio sentiment? When my love for my community, for example, I'm from Orissa, I am an Oriya. If somebody is a Bengali, if somebody is a Khasi, if somebody is a Jayantiya, if his love for his community becomes more than the love for the whole Indian as a community, that becomes, socio sentiment. So we must love our community. We must work for our community, but that should not be from a communal angle. That should be for as a kind of angle that through serving our community, I'm serving my country. That should be the approach. So when negative way it works, it harms the society, it creates divisions. So on this Raksha Bandhan Utsav day, we must, we must forget all the divisive, lines that we are fighting upon, and particularly the foreign agencies are taking opportunity out of our fractions, different fractions. So on this Raksha Bandhan day, we must think India as a complete society, India as a whole holistic society. Our ultimate aim is to empower our country. So that should be our approach today, because India is on a path of progress, both materially, both culturally, spiritually. So lot of foreign countries are bent upon to divide India on different, lines. They are working upon our caste line, how on the basis of caste they will divide us. They also inject a lot of, energies, lot of negative energies, even money, financially, even supply arms to, secede, to inject the feeling of secessionism, algawad, in our society. And today we must think that our ultimate welfare, our ultimate well-being lies in whole India. Let us think those portions of India, for example, Pakistan, Bangladesh, even at a time, Myanmar was part of India. At a time, Afghanistan, whose ancient name was Gandhar, was part of India. Let us think those portions, those geographical portions of, Akhand Bharat, which got separated from India, are they happy? Kya aaj wo log khush hain? Is Pakistan happy today? Is Afghanistan happy today? Is Bangladesh happy today? So think, in comparison with the India of today and those portions of former Indian, geographical lands which became separate countries today, are they more happier? Are they happier than India of present India? Are they happier? You will get the answer. Today, Afghanistan is not happy. Since Afghanistan became a separate country, they are fighting among each other. They are getting, prey to the international diplomacy. Sometimes USA, sometimes, getting victimized in the hands of USA. Taliban was created by USA. And today, Taliban is the main enemy of USA. And also, if you think of USA, the same case. Today, Taliban is thinking of coming closer to China and Pakistan. And you will get the result after some years also. Are China and Pakistan the true friends of Afghanistan? So this is the message that those forces who are trying to secede our country, even today, must think and rethink that their future, their well-being lies being united with India, being compact with India. Being separated from India will give them the same bad fortune, so as we are seeing today in Bangladesh and Pakistan. So let us think upon this. So security, that's national security, is of optimum importance. Today we must foil upon the, game plan of the different international villain agencies which are trying to, weaken India, divide India. So on this Raksha Bandhan Day, it is an occasion. It is an occasion that we must make our family stronger with the bondage of love and affection between brothers and sisters. We must make our society stronger by bonding upon those communities, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, weaker sections of the society by samajik samarasta, social, compassion, social equilibrium, and also to make our nation stronger in order to achieve the Vishwa Guru status, Sone ki Chidiya golden bird status, by making the national security a kind of, unpressable, unpenetrable fort at the face of, different negative international forces. That if we can promise upon, take oath upon all these points, and also our environment protection, at the same time, for the universal peace, we will, I think we will definitely get the real message of Raksha Bandhan. And at last, I wish all of you participants a happy Raksha Bandhan, an auspicious Raksha Bandhan, a prosperous, healthy society, a prosperous, secured, energized country, and also an environment friendly universe. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Jai Bharat, Jai Jagat.
खड़े हो जाओ, आप इधर आ जाओ, इधर पीछे जाओ। सावधान, उत्तिष्ठ, आक्रम, संघ दक्ष, ध्वज प्रणाम, 1 2 3, प्रार्थना।
महास्ते सदा वत्सले मातृभूमे,
नमस्ते सदा वत्सले मातृभूमे,
त्वया हिन्दुभूमे सुखं वर्धितोऽहम्।
त्वया हिन्दुभूमे सुखं वर्धितोऽहम्।
महामङ्गले पुण्यभूमे त्वदर्थे,
महामङ्गले पुण्यभूमे त्वदर्थे,
पतत्वेशकायो नमस्ते नमस्ते।
पतत्वेशकायो नमस्ते नमस्ते।
प्रभो शक्तिमन् हिन्दुराष्ट्राङ्गभूता,
प्रभो शक्तिमन् हिन्दुराष्ट्राङ्गभूता,
इमे सादरं त्वां नमामो वयम्।
इमे सादरं त्वां नमामो वयम्।
त्वदीयाय कार्याय बद्धा कटीयम्,
त्वदीयाय कार्याय बद्धा कटीयम्,
शुभामाशिषं देहि तत्पूर्तये।
शुभामाशिषं देहि तत्पूर्तये।
अजय्याञ्च विश्वस्य देहि शक्तिम्,
अजय्याञ्च विश्वस्य देहीश शक्तिम्,
सुशीलं जगद्येन नम्रं भवेत्।
सुशीलं जगद्येन नम्रं भवेत्।
श्रुतं चैव यत्कण्टकाकीर्णमार्गम्,
श्रुतं चैव यत्कण्टकाकीर्णमार्गम्,
स्वयं स्वीकृतं नः सुगङ्कारयेत्।
स्वयं स्वीकृतं नः सुगन्तारयेत्।
समुत्कर्ष निःश्रेयसस्यैकमुग्रम्,
समुत्कर्ष निःश्रेयसस्यैकमुग्रम्,
परं साधनं नाम वीरव्रतम्।
परं साधनं नाम वीरव्रतम्।
तदन्तस्फुरत्वक्षया ध्येयनिष्ठा,
तदन्तस्फुरत्वक्षया ध्येयनिष्ठा कृदन्तः प्रजागर्तु तीव्रानिशम् कृदन्तः प्रजागर्तु तीव्रानिशम् विजेत्री च न संहता कार्यशक्तिर् विजेत्री च न संहता कार्यशक्तिर् विधायास्य धर्मस्य संरक्षणम् विधायास्य धर्मस्य संरक्षणम् परो वैभवन्नेतुमे तत्स्वराष्ट्रम् परं वैभवन्नेतुमे तत्स्वराष्ट्रम् समर्था भवत्वाशिषा ते वृषम् समर्था भवत्वाशिषा ते वृषम्। भारत माता की जय। भारत माता की जय।
ध्वज प्रणाम 1 2 3।
संघ बी